right, week 14 hot read. We are 2-0 again on the hot read this week. Texans Island coming through again. The Niners exposed the Eagles as promised. Hot read 16-7-1 for the season. 70% against the spread on our picks. Let's get to this week. We're going back to Texans Island, but not the way you think. I think the market finally caught up to Houston, 6.5-point favorites against a really good Jets defense. I sort of feel like there might be some value on the Jets, but I'm going to stay away from the side. I can't abandon the island. We're going to take the under instead. Give me the under 37. We already know the Jets are not going to score, right? I don't need to tell you about that. Since the bye week, here's the Jets points total. These are like baseball numbers for runs scored. 13, 6, 12, 6, 13, and 8. That's it. 9.7 points a game in that entire stretch. Not 14 at any point. 14 is not a high bar. And look, some of those points are the defense too. It's ugly. I don't know if it's Tim Boyle. I don't know if it's Trevor Siemian. He wasn't any better. He was honestly worse than Boyle this week. So the Jets are not going to score. If they only get 10 points, then Houston has to get to 28 to go over this. Houston, for all the good things they've done, has scored 22 points or less all but 4 games this season. And we know Houston is good, but don't forget, the Jets defense is still the best unit on the field. Jets defense, remember the past defense, when they played Josh Allen, when they played Jalen Hurts, Pat Mahomes, look what they've done to the elite quarterbacks. And CJ Stroud has proven that he belongs in that mix of quarterbacks. But what's the rookie going to do against this nasty defense? I think this could be a bit of a rude awakening. Not necessarily that the Texans lose. I don't know how my feeling on that yet, but I do think they're not going to put up a huge number here. So I like the under. Some of our trends, we know these low unders are hitting 37 or below last 4 calendar years, 28-7-1 to the under, 80% hit rate on the under. This season, 38 or below, 16-4-1 to the under, 80% hit there by 5 points a game. Home underdog games, under 62% the last 3 seasons. Not going to fade Texans Island here, but let's fade the hype a little bit. Let's take the under 37. And then we got to do it. If you are going to make Dennis Allen nearly a full touchdown favorite, then on principle, I will bet against him. Give me the Panthers plus 6.5 at the New Orleans Saints. Look, the Panthers kind of look good today. They got rid of half the coaching staff this week, so how do they look? They play the Buccaneers. They hold their own for the most part. They fought hard. They covered. They lost by 3, but they covered. They were in it the whole way. I thought Bryce Young played one of his better games so far this season. He looked confident. He's moving in the pocket. He's more aggressive. We saw more Jonathan Mingo down the field, attacking receiver-wise. Chuba Hubbard, the run game looked good. Some good signs from the Panthers, and honestly, some bad signs from the Saints today. 7 minutes into the game, they're down 21-0 to the Lions. I know that final score made it look competitive, but it was ugly quickly there. And there's been a lot of other warning signs with this team. Saints are 31st in pass block win rate, so that line is not performing. And now Brian Burns with that pass rush for Carolina, I think they can make some problems there. On the other side, the Saints are dead last in pass rush win rate. So that bad Panthers offensive line, Bryce Young, all the pressure he's faced, I think he'll have a little bit more comfortability here. And then that vaunted Saints defense that's been so good for like half a decade now, 30th in DVOA the last 5 games entering the weekend, and then probably even worse after this Lions game. And the offense has been bottom 5 at home, so they've been much worse home than on the road. And look, you know I have to do the gruesome stats here. Dennis Allen, when he is favored for his career, 5-16-1 against the spread as a favorite, 24% cover rate, and he's never been favored by more than 6. We're getting 6.5 here. I don't think it's going to close that high. That's why we're grabbing it now. Which quarterback? Derek Carr got hurt in this game. I don't know if he's playing. I don't really care. Derek Carr, 33% cover rate as a favorite. He's lost 15 of the last 24 outright. It was Jameis Winston instead. 8-18-1 against the spread as a favorite. 31% cover rate. Give me the Panthers. Week 14 hot reads. Texans, Jets, under 37. And the Panthers plus 6.5 against Dennis Allen and the Saints.